Throughout my time in the GD community over the years, I've noticed a lot of people come and go. Some people quit, but I feel like the majority of people when it comes to GD, they do come back, but a lot of people take breaks for a variety of reasons. Maybe you're having burnout with content creation, maybe you're playing Extreme Demons and it's just getting really tired and it's just getting mind-numbing, doing the same thing over and over and not being able to beat or make any progress. And that's entirely understandable, and I want to highlight a couple people taking a break in the community right now, because recently we've actually sadly seen 3 people need to take a break in the community that are pretty large figures, and I just want to cover their stories one by one. There's 3 major ones we're going to talk about. And as you can see, I've got it on the screen here. The first one we're going to talk about is Daily Dose of Geometry Dash. It feels like this guy's channel blew up on the spot. He's been the main source of news in the community. I mean, his videos do more focus on highlighting community achievements, like in his community, or funny little things. It's just, your daily dose of Geometry Dash. It's just genuinely what people are doing in the community. But there is the main thing that he does in these videos. At the start of each of them, he covers the main news that's happened in the past week or day. And yeah, I would say he's the biggest in the community because he pulls tons of views on long forms, not just shorts. And even the shorts he does really well on, right? He's very successful for a Jump Dash content creator, but recently, a day ago, he announced that he is going to be taking a break. In this video, he just plays GD in the background and talks about how his channel's going recently with everything, and he basically says that he's kind of gotten burnt out from uploading. He's been uploading on this channel for years, trying to be consistent, and I feel like, I haven't checked the comments. I don't know if what I'm going to say is actually happening, but I feel like a lot of people are maybe going to get on at this guy for saying that, oh, it's no big deal. You upload low quality videos, you shouldn't be getting burnt out over something like this. But I disagree with that statement if that's the case that's happening. Because I don't think people realize how consistent you need to be with Geometry Dash, or at least the pressure you're expected to be when you're uploading content on GD at a constant rate. Like, yes, I guess, he is just taking clips from his community, putting it into one video, and talking about whatever the recent news is, okay? But he is doing this very consistently for years on end, okay? At some point, you are bound to get burnt out on that, and with the kind of way that his channel works, this is all he's limited to do, because if he does anything else, if he does like actual content focused around, his own like gameplay or just him doing his own things in GD, it's not really Daily Dose of Geometry Dash. It's not the point of the channel. It just wouldn't make sense. He would have to do it on a second channel, which in fact means just more work, right? And this was probably a really tough decision for him to make, because he, from what I can tell, isn't balancing this career with another job. This seems just to be his full-time job. I don't know that for certain, but in the video, he says he's still going to be making shorts because, this is his job. He needs to get paid. He needs to live, which is completely understandable. And I think that's how you can tell this is an actual true burnout, and I feel like he should take a break for however long he wants. It is going to be sad to see him not post again for a while, at least on the long form side. But honestly, after running this channel for years, I think he genuinely deserves this break. I think he's well earned it. I do hope when he returns, everyone still cares for the videos and, still likes him. I'm sure that that's going to be the case. But yeah, it's just sad to see him burn out, but it's completely understandable. The next one we're going to talk about is Tria, because his case is also, his own choice. The last person we're going to talk about is kind of forced to take a break. Tria was not, but we're just going to talk about what happened with Tria. So recently he made this stream that was titled Retirement Stream. Now, a lot of people, I think, when they first saw this, got a bit scared because they thought Tria was stopping uploading his content videos. If you don't know what he does these videos that are kind of funny where he'll make a video on a certain topic and it will seem like really factual and it'll seem really official, and then the longer the video goes on, the more deranged the takes get and the more absurd and just blatantly wrong it is. It's a super funny concept. But yeah, this retirement stream is actually him retiring from top play, because well, now he's probably known for his community videos and his content creation, right? What he was known for before, and honestly still is his skill at playing on controller. As you can see, he beat the Golden, and he's beaten many other levels like Cognition, and just a ton of other stuff, right? We can see here Cold Sweat and Hurricane, right? He beats all these on controller, which is mad impressive because one, it's got input delay, a lot of it. Two, the way you have to hold the controller while playing is very suboptimal for a game like GD. And it's just also impressive because, like, yes, there are people who have beaten harder levels on controller. He is not the best controller player, but he is up there, and just the fact that he can beat extremes, let alone list demons, on controller is crazy to me. But yeah, he's quitting competitive play. He's gonna stop playing extreme demons, from what I can tell. There's a couple bucket list stuff he wants to do, but mostly the entirety of the extreme demon section of the game is gonna be cut off. And he said in this video it is due to basically, he works a job, right? So when he comes back from that job, the last thing he wants to be doing is spending more hours just sitting on a chair, streaming without any breaks, right? It is very demanding. It isn't like his content creation videos where he can do this kind of whenever he wants. He can maybe just work on it half an hour at a time, take a break, come back to it a bit later, maybe even the next day, right? He can't really do that with streaming. You kind of have to commit for a decent amount of time. You can't just stream for 5 minutes and say, okay guys, I'm done, gonna end stream, thanks for watching. Like, it doesn't work like that. And I think in Tria's case, it's even more understandable than Daily Dose of GD, because you have to realize that most of your favorite content creators do not do this for a living, okay? Many people that are maybe in like my bracket or something, we kind of have this as like a part-time job in a sense. I'm not going to tell you my earnings, but it's essentially like a part-time job for me, okay? So a lot of people do not have the income from YouTube to make it a full-time thing. So they have to resort to having a job plus YouTube. And while YouTube on its own might not be as bad as a job. Obviously, some cases it is, depending on the type of content you make, but in general, it's a lot less intensive. But when you're adding it on to your actual, like, 9 to 5, your normal job, it is a lot of work, and I don't think people realize that very much. So yeah, the fact that he is pretty much not only making content and having a job, but also streaming as well, it is pretty much 3 separate things. He is probably getting no time to himself. The Daily Dose of GD also talked about this in his video. They're getting no time because of this constant need to do something. And basically, Tria had to make the decision, okay, what do I like to do more, and what for my health should I be dropping? And it was between content creation and live streams. And he decided to drop the live streams. I say live streams, but it's him playing extremes live, right? He's dropped it, and he is going to be focusing on content creation. I saw a lot of people get mad because they said he had a lot of potential, but if you're getting mad over someone choosing to play GD how they want, that is kind of shameful. Like, I know I said I don't know if people are doing this with Daily Dose of GD, but I've actually seen people dislike the fact that Tria is doing this. I get you like the content of him playing streams or just the achievements he was doing, but it is definitely better for his health that he focuses on content creation. And keep in mind, it's like, his videos are very, very high effort as well, right? So he is not only doing a job, but he's doing high effort videos, plus these live streams that go on for 3 hours, 2 hours. He's gonna have no time for himself. So it just makes perfect sense why he does this, and I think that people should be supporting the fact that he's switching to this role in the community, because I think he'll do really well. I think he's got a great future as a content creator. I've talked to him, he's a really nice guy. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say on him. We're going to move on to our last person now. And in this case, we're going to be talking about AeonAir. And AeonAir is known for his playing skill. He was actually, at a time, very before 1.9, the top 1 player in GD, at least in my opinion. And since then, obviously he's not that level now, but he has probably been one of the most consistent players ever. He is like one of very, very, very few people who played pre 1.9 that are still able to keep up with the modern day list. He took around a year to beat Deimos, which was a crazy grind, and then I thought he wouldn't do too much after that. But no, he then picked up Silent Clubstep, which he's been playing for months and months and months, right? And he's actually been making good progress. I believe he was playing this at a point when it was top 10. I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it was. And yeah, this is a super, super difficult level. Even today's standards, it's among one of the hardest levels to ever be verified. And yeah, he has been pouring in thousands, thousands, thousands of attempts. And recently started to learn how to alternate on the level, but however, that is probably going to be halted, as in a post recently, he talked about how he is not going to be able to play Silent Clubstep for an indefinite amount of time, and this is because he believes, it's not confirmed yet, but he believes that he is carpal tunnel. Now, this has plagued many, many, many top players in the community and just normal players in general. It's kind of really sad to see because this is not like Tria or Daily Dose of GD where technically it was a choice for them. Aeon is kind of forced into this position, and it's really sad on his end because he is being grinded this level for so long, right? Not many people have the motivation and mentality to be able to do something like Silent Clubstep for this many streams. He is, how many streams is he into this? 80 streams in, okay? 80 streams, not days, streams. That is dedication, and the fact that you're pouring this much in, you're able to get to 72%, and then you're just halted from play just because of some thing that is out of your control is really sad to see. And yeah, it's clear that it is affecting him. He says, it's honestly an incredibly tough pill to swallow, having invested so much time, effort, and soul into the Silent Clubstep grind over the past months. I've been wholly dedicated to beating it, and I have been so motivated to give it that final push over the summer, but I genuinely do not know if that's possible anymore. I will stream still after a little because I'm going to need to just breathe a bit, but it will be basically no playing the game. Just hanging out on streams, maybe some reactions, or even work on new videos. Who knows? So yeah, basically, he's not quitting making videos, he's not quitting, I guess, more his community presence online, but he is just going to be having to take a backseat from top play, which is pretty sad to see. He recently made a video 6 days ago that is a more content creation style video, not to the same degree as what he was making before. It is in a completely new style. And I highly recommend you watch this video. Honestly, I find it really cool. It doesn't really feel like a style from a Geometry Dash content creator. I've seen this kind of way of making a video in another, like, genre of YouTube, right? Another part of it. However, I've never seen this done for the GD community, and I think he executes it really well. You need to go watch this video. I'm not going to show it on screen because I think that you should watch it yourself. And he also makes very valid points. He kind of talks a lot about motivation. And that's kind of what we're talking about here with his Silent Clubstep streams, right? This is someone who I think he's perfected the aspect of staying motivated in the game. A huge part of the GD community, myself included, will play levels, play them for like a week, maybe 2, maybe even a month, and then just quit, right? It's just, nope, this is too hard, I can't do it, and quit. And Aeon just doesn't have that. He is able to push through and grind. I've seen in a lot of his videos, he talks about how he just doesn't get mad at the game as much as other people, right? Because it has the mentality of, well, I'm gonna beat this eventually, right? You're gonna beat this level eventually, so why get so worked up when you die far into a level other than your initial, like, reaction, right? When you know that if you stay committed, you're gonna beat it eventually. If you get to 90% or 80% into a level, that's just 20 more percent to go. You know you're capable of that. You would have had the level in 2 runs by now. So it's just about giving it time, putting it together. Which is why I think this has probably hit Aeon a lot harder than many other people, because this kind of throws a wrench into that mindset, right? well, what if I can't beat it later? What if this carpal tunnel lasts a while and I literally just can't play Silent Club Step? He talks about how he literally can't average 5 CPS without excessive strain on my hands. And keep in mind, he's recently been learning to try and alternate for this blue orb section, this kind of blue orb spam thing. I wonder if he was doing this because of carpal tunnel. Maybe 8 days ago he actually started noticing it a lot more, and so he tried to switch to alternating to try and lessen it out, but it's still just impossible, right? But I do hope that Aeon stays with the community. I think he should double down and go with that idea of, making some content, because it's just for the meantime while hopefully he figures out what he can do. And this last video has shown that he has huge potential to do stuff out of the norm, and I would love to see more videos in this style. It's really cool. But yeah, that is our free people. I don't really have much more to say here. I won't drag it out. But when you see these happen, just know that this is normal for GD especially. People quit all the time. People take breaks all the time, but it's just natural. And even when you think that someone is quitting the game and they're never coming back, they always do. Like we saw Zobros return for a bit. We saw top players like Nswish and Sonix return, right? I like to think that everyone will come back eventually. Obviously, not everyone will, but it's kind of funny because you always end up seeing someone in the GD community return in some shape or form. Like if we saw Cyclic return, I think we can see anyone return, even if it's just for one video. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Thanks for watching all the way through, and peace.